plastic you have ever used has ever even started to biodegrade?
It takes almost 450 years for plastic to even start biodegrading. It takes another 50 to 60 years for it to biodegrade completely. Plastic was made in 1933, and as she said, all the plastic we have created has never biodegraded.
Today we're going to talk about some reusable facts and products that you can make around your house to reuse any kind of milk jugs, to hangers, to some bread closers.
Bread.
Yes. How does this relate to ag there, Jared?
Well, as you know, milk jugs, what do they have when you buy them?
Milk.
Milk. Alrighty. Milk comes from cows. Cows are part of ag, right?
Right.
Alrighty. So that's milk jugs. Now, how do these plastic hangers, how do you think they relate back to agriculture? Anybody? What do you buy on these plastic hangers?
Clothes.
What are clothes made from?
Cotton.
What else? Wool, fiber, different stuff. It's all a part of ag. Alrighty. Bread clips. What do you usually find these bread clips on?
Bread.
Alrighty. Bread. Bread's made from?
Wheat.
Wheat. Wheat's a plant. We farm wheat, right? Right.
Right.
So more or less, all of these products that we're going to do today are byproducts of actual agriculture products. The quote in the front of the display says that we borrow our land from our future children, and it's not from our ancestors. And so whenever we think about taking care of the land and taking care of products, we want to make sure that we try to keep the fewest amount of plastic in the landfills as possible. So that's how we're going to do our project today. We're going to go ahead and start with the easiest project that we have for you all, and that is to make a labeler for your surge protector. All you have to do is find some bread clips and you just label them TV, hair straightener, hair dryer, whatever, and then you just clip them on here like that. This saves you from having to search and find where you're from which plug-ins which. Like when you want to unplug your TV or unplug your straightener, you can just look at it and you don't have to search the cord and get it ready. It also takes 1,000 years for hangers to biodegrade, and that's the next product that Jared's going to tell you about.
Alright, everybody probably uses these hangers. You got them hung up in your closet or something. But sometimes, you go to pull something out real quick, you break the hanger off, like this one right here. The little hook part of the hanger, rather. So when you do that, what's everybody do with their hanger? They usually throw it away, throw it out. I mean, you really can't use these hangers again, right? No, you're wrong. You can reuse these things. Right here, we got, this part right here is what we're going to reuse today. There's probably a lot of different things you can reuse the hangers for, but we're going to reuse this part right here. So we're going to take a hanger. We're going to take this one right here, and we're going to take our scissors. It's better if you have a sturdier pair of industrial strength scissors. They work a whole lot better, but you can kind of cut it. The way I do it is I kind of scorch it. For people that don't know what that means, you just put it like a little break or a little cut mark in it, and it comes right off. So after you do that, sometimes you get little jagged edges or something like that. This was pretty smooth, but if you get like jagged edges, you take a lighter and kind of melt them and rub them down. Alrighty, so then you take your chip bag, roll it down, and put that on there. And your chip's gonna stay nice and fresh. And you don't have to buy them at Walmart or anything like that. You already got them. And a good thing about these things is they're a whole lot stronger than a regular chip clip. So that's a good thing about them.
Keep them good and fresh longer. The next product we're going to talk about is a combination of two. Or no, actually it's not. The next product we're going to talk about is your H2O watering jug. How many of you ladies have gone out to water your garden and you have the watering pail and you pour it and you pour it over the top of the watering pail so it goes all the way down your leg? Okay, well I've watered plenty of plants in my lifetime. It seems like that always seems to be the problem, and then you have to take 10 minutes to change pants to get to where you can go to something else. So this project is very simple and easy, and it keeps from having that problem of having water all the way down your leg from pouring too fast.
But before pouring too fast, you need to make sure that you clean them out real good. And the way we cleaned ours out is we took some household bleach, which was really, everybody's got bleach in their house most likely. We took the milk jugs, we poured water in them, shook them up, rinsed all the milk out of them the first time. And then we took the bleach, then we poured some warm water on top of that, probably about a teaspoon to a tablespoon of bleach, depends on how long the milk jug has been sitting.
And how big the milk jug is.
And how big the milk jug is, yeah. So after you put that warm water and some bleach in there, you put the top back on it, you shake it up some more, then you pour it back out, rinse it out one more time. That way if you're using it for water and you don't have any bleach in your water, or if you're using it for another purpose, it's not smelling like bleach or smell like milk, it just has like a plastic smell.
And we recommend you do this with all of our projects that we have here today to do with bleacher bottles. So moving on, all you gotta do is you have to have an awl or something that can poke down into the top of the plastic, and you just poke down as many holes as you want. Now obviously if you're watering little small baby seeds, you wanna have just a few holes so that it doesn't come out very fast, and then it's a little bit amount of water. And then if you have a lot of big plants, you wanna put a lot of holes in it so it'll come out faster and you can have a steadier stream of water. And of course, if you want to water more plants than you did the first time, you can always change to a gallon jug once you've already started with your half pint. But just however many you want to water and how many plants you want to water at a time. It's going to be depending on the bottle you use.
All right, we're going to talk about something that just gets a little bit more complicated. We like to call it our sandwich container because you can fold it up and make a square out of it and hold a sandwich. But you can do a variety of different things in here. You can hold your sandwich, you can hold your chips, you can hold a lot of things in there. Now, before you get started with ending up with this, you got to have a start somewhere, right? So we take this milk jug right here, and we drew us a little pattern on here, all the way around, as you can see. And we're going to take our scissors, and we're going to start from the top. This is where I found the easiest way to start. You start from the top, and you cut down like so. And the way I like to do it is I don't like to cut my lines the first time around. I like to cut it out rough. That way I can get this big piece of plastic away and then come back and cut my lines out. Because to me, I can be more proficient if I don't have to deal with this big piece of plastic right here. So I'm gonna cut this out like this.
Little fun fact while Jared's cutting out the bottle, it takes 24 million gallons of oil to make a billion plastic bottles. So just think about how much water gallons of oil we can conserve by just reusing or not just throwing away our plastic bottles.
All right, so I'm gonna cut that around through there. And I know a lot of people recycle their milk jugs and recycle their plastic, but a lot of people don't. And the main reason why is convenience. Because when you recycle plastic, you gotta collect them at your home and then you gotta take them to the recycling place or in your community. But some people have the luxury of recyclables getting picked up at their house. But if you're really not into recycling or any of this, try to reuse your plastic because it's very important to the environment. And as agriculturalists, we like to be connected with our environment and protect it. All right, so you can see what I'm doing there. I'm trying to cut the lines out. After you get the lines cut out of it, you got this right here. Now, as you can see, I got a little break in there, but when you first cut it, you're gonna have a V shape. When you have a V shape, it's not gonna close in on itself. So you cut about anywhere from a ½ inch to an inch down, and it'll fold like that. You do that on all four corners. And then you got your nice little neat container. Now if you're a girl and you're into decorating, you can decorate it like this. Or if you're a guy and you're more practical, you just leave it plain. Now, girls may want to put them a little button right here and a ribbon hot glued right there to hold it on there if you want to be cutesy. But I'm practical. I put Velcro on mine. Pretty good.
A similar project is the next one we're going to talk about, and you basically cut almost the same exact pattern out of your plastic bottle. You do the same cutting exercises we just did with this sandwich container, and you get this handy dandy little container that looks similar to this. And the next thing you're going to do, this is just a storage container. I know a lot of girls don't have enough room in their dorm room to put their phone or put some pens and pencils, so this is really simple to do. You just cut it out after you've rinsed it, and then you take your awl, which is right here, and you want to make sure you poke so the part that you've cut or drilled is protruding out, and so that it's not going to cut you. And then you just hang your string. You can decorate it to match your dorm room, decorate it to match your desk, whatever. And then you just put pens, pencils, phone, whatever you want to store in this container. And it's great to hang from command strips. That's what I do in my room, and that's where I keep my phone and my keys, so I don't lose them when I get in the room.
It's a really, really nice and great way to be easily organized.
Quick things we're going to talk about real quick that we found online that'll help you whenever you're doing this project. The first and foremost is peanut butter. I know a lot of us eat peanut butter and we use it for ourselves or to feed other people, but if we can reuse peanut butter in a great way that I bet you don't know yet. And whenever we peel off labels from these bottles, there's always that sticky part that you can never seem to get off, and it bothers me to death. But with peanut butter, all you gotta do is spread a layer of it on it, wait about 10 minutes, and then it'll leave the bottle completely smooth and great. Then you don't have to worry about having your sticky part on all your products you reuse. So we recommend you do that. Also with the Sharpie, a lot of people get concerned that you're gonna have the Sharpie left over. I know that was one of my concerns when we did this, but all you had to use is rubbing alcohol and it'll completely come off the edges, and so you don't see any kind of Sharpie marks from where we cut it. So 2 fun facts for you. The last project is one that I know all of our gardeners in the bunch, maybe Mr. Ashton might like to do this at home, but it is an irrigation system. This keeps you from having to water 3 or 4 times a day in your garden. All you have to do is whenever you plant your tomato plant or whatever kind of vegetable you want to do, you plant this in the ground too, and you just poke holes in the side of it depending on how much water you want to let out of the bottle at a time, and it'll slowly leak out over time, so that you just have to water 1 time a day as opposed to 3 or 4 times a day. You just fill it up and put the lid on it. As we said, bottles don't biodegrade except for 450 years, so unless you're gardening for 450 years, it'll be here next year whenever you want to plant again.
All right, so now, is anybody thinking about going home and going to do this today? Was it pretty helpful to anybody? All right, so what can we use this thing for right here?
Storage.
Storage.
Stuff.
All right, thank you, Shay. Laugh at All right, how long does it take for plastic to biodegrade?
450 years.
450 years, all right. It starts biodegrading then. How many years does it take to completely biodegrade?
500 total. You said
50 to 60 more years to biodegrade completely.
Candy.
Oh.
So it's 500 years?
Yeah, around 500 years for plastic completely biodegrade. Yeah, 5 to 510 as Miss Harper said. Yeah.
So now we've talked about some easy steps for you to reuse some projects in your home: milk bottles, hangers, and of course your bread clip-ons. So we recommend that first and foremost you always clean out your bottle and make sure you have all the milk residue out of it, and you use these easy steps to make sure you don't have marks on the side, you don't have any sticky part remaining. Are there any questions?
Mr. Jones, you got a question? You're gonna go home and you're gonna make one of these for your girlfriend, right? That way she can pack her sandwich in it? Except you're gonna put her name on it. You're not gonna put Megan, are you?
I'm about to see.
Thank you.